Welcome to Adobe Photoshop CC, Introduction to Layer Masks. So in this tutorial we're going to cover the magic of masking. If we look at this image over here, minus this one, you'll see here that this statue was basically brought in from this photo and composited in this ocean scene here. I did this earlier. We're going to kind of do something similar to this, and you can see here as I turn on and off the statue here, this layer, you'll see that basically that was the original statue from here. And the way it works basically is that you basically isolate the background from the foreground element that you want to bring in, or vice versa, depending on what you want to bring into your scene. So in this instance, I want to add this sculpture here. I want to bring this in from this photo into the other one. So what you have to do is isolate it, and there's different selection tools for that. This particular object, the best tool for the job is the quick selection tool. The way it works with edge detection, and it works very well with basically hard edge sort of sculptural things like this. And if you look at the image here, there's not a whole lot of soft edges, there's a few. And it's a very clean selection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the W key, which is the hotkey for the quick selection tool, and it's in the plus mode here, you'll see. And the way it works is you click and drag, you basically get a little bit of a selection. Now I can change the size of my selection by hitting the bracket keys. So right bracket makes it bigger, left bracket makes it smaller. Alright, so I'm just clicking and dragging in here, and if I go too far, what I can do is hold Alt or Option on a Mac. Basically that's Alt on a PC or Option on a Mac to subtract from the selection. So you can see here I added these bricks a little bit, so I'm going to hold down Alt or Option and basically carve out a little bit of that selection. So as I drag down, I can basically select this entire base. I'm just going to kind of quickly do it. Now, one thing that's a good strategy with this tool is to make your brush size smaller. So I'm hitting the left bracket a couple times, and then to zoom in. So I just switched to the zoom tool real quick, and you can do that on the fly and still have your selection. So for right here, I'm just going to click once and I get that. Now this part here I want to subtract, so I'm going to hold Alt or Option to subtract that area. Right, and then I'm going to come up here and do the same thing along here, Alt or Option to subtract, and then I need to add it just a little bit right there. Now if your selection is absolutely not perfect at this point, it's okay because you can further refine your selection. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So as I zoom out here, it looks pretty good, but I can actually get this a little bit better. So if I hit the Q key, I go into what's called quick mask mode. You can actually access it down here at the bottom of your tool palette by clicking this little icon here. But the hotkey is Q. Now, the way a quick mask works is that basically it's a temporary mask. So if I hit B for brush and make sure I have my default black and white colors by hitting the D key, that gives me black and white, and I have 100% opacity and a nice hard round brush. So I'm going to right click on the stage here and choose the hard round brush. And basically as I mask here, if I paint with black, what will happen is it will add mask. So that little bit there I added. There's a little crevice right here and a little extra junk along the edge here. Now if I hit the X key, it's the same as clicking on the little curved arrow here. It's like flipping your black and white here. What that'll do is now I can basically paint out the mask. So if I went too far in a particular area, like the cheek here, I can paint that out. What you have to know about masking is it is a temporary fix. It's not permanent destructive property to the photo. It is called parametric editing basically. So I can go back and forth here and adjust to my heart's content to make this absolutely pristine and perfect by painting out these little areas. I think this is pretty good overall. So I'm going to go zoom out here again by hitting the Z key, and then I'm going to hit Q to go out of quick mask mode. So there's my selection, the marching ants as I call them. To apply your layer mask, you can go to the layer menu and go down to layer mask and choose reveal selection or hide selection. So if I hide selection, it's going to hide in here. So I'm going to hit Control Z or Command Z on the Mac. To reveal, I go down to Layer Mask and choose Reveal Selection. You can see here that it's been revealed. Now I'm going to do that one more time because I want to show you my preferred method. I'm going to go down to the square circle at the bottom of your layer palette and click on it there. Now, if you have selected the background instead of the figure, there are some instances where you want to isolate the figure in some way and it's easier to select the background. What you can do is hold Alt or Option on this little icon and that will basically invert your selection. So now the figure's basically masked out, the statue. I'm going to hit Control Z or Command Z on the Mac to undo again, and again apply the layer mask just by clicking on the square circle because we actually selected the mask. Now, the one thing you have to understand is this mask is not a permanent destructive property to the photo. If I hold Shift on this mask, you'll see the photo has reappeared. What's going on here? Well, the mask acts basically like this transparent and opaque sort of plane that's in front of the image. So completely opaque areas, meaning the black here, are hiding the background, and completely opaque white areas are basically revealing the sculpture here. If I actually zoom out and hold down the Alt or Option key on the mask, basically you'll see my mask only and not the photo. So this is what it looks like. So white reveals, black hides. Now what happens if you have something in between? Well, something in between will give you a blend of the two basically. So you'll have some transparency between the two, the foreground and the background. So again, to reveal your photo after that, just hold Alt or Option on the little mask there, and that can basically show the mask or hide it. So the last thing I want to share with you is that you can adjust the mask further. So just like in quick mask mode, I can come in here with my paintbrush, again 100% opacity. I'm choosing black this time, and as I paint with black, I'm actually hiding or basically subtracting from this sculpture. If I hit the X key or you click on this little curved arrow, I'm basically bringing it back. This is a non-destructive edit. It's kind of like adjustment layers in Photoshop. There is no end to the possibilities. You can basically go back and forth and not worry about it being destructive because it is non-destructive. It is parametric. So the last thing I wanted to share with you is how to bring it into the other document. Basically, you can do the hotkeys of Control A and to select all, or Command A on a Mac. You can also do the copy command, Control C or Command C, and then Control V or Command V to paste in the other document. However, I believe there's another way that this is the preferred way I like to do it, is grab the Move tool and then simply drag this layer, as long as you have the layer selected, drag it up to the next tab, wherever you're going to put it, and then drag down. And I have the mouse down. I'm not releasing the mouse this whole time. And then release, and then you bring it in. If you don't do that, if you actually drag up and then release and then go over the tab, you're not actually bringing in. So you must drag all the way up and then all the way down and then release. Okay. Another way to bring it in, if I go back here, is to simply right click on the layer, go to duplicate layer, and then choose the document type, which is, I named it Beach Composite. So I click OK, and in Beach Composite it snaps in there, and there it is. So now I have like 4 of these statues, too many obviously. But in the next tutorial we'll continue with how to adjust the selection, how to free transform and composite in this image. So until then, see you later in Photoshop CC. Cheers.